7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? I bet you guys weren't expecting to see my face in the middle of the week. But yes, your sweetest oos is here. Buzz, my beautiful busy bees of the WWT universe. It is I, your sweetest oos. And no, it is not Friday. It is not Friday yet. And we'll get into that later because I do have an announcement for that. But we are here for our WWT live trending news edition here for Women's Wrestling Talk. You already know, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Guys, I don't even know. I scrambled. I'm not going to lie. I scrambled. I'm sorry I'm late. I apologize on behalf of the team as well, because I know you guys were expecting your weekly hour-and-a-half long trending news for WWT Live, but today it's going to be short and sweet. However, it is just your sweetest oos here as of right now. Not sure. You never know who might pop in, but if they pop in. But I'm hoping everybody had a wonderful week. I hope everybody is already having a good week so far and looking to close it off correctly, of course, with some good old wrestling talk. Yeah, I don't even know what to begin with because I literally just scrambled a bunch of topics together and I wanted to make sure that we had a show for you today. So I guess we can just get into the events for this evening, because later on tonight you will have a watch along with your Stone Cold Timeless Elite Courtney Rice hosting, which I believe will be a 3-hour show. Maximum Carnage at 8 p.m. tonight is going to be streaming, of course, on HBO Max. It's also going to be on TBS and from Phoenix, Arizona. And let's see. So we have quite a few things going on for the night. We have Kenny Omega returning, of course. We have the Ring of Honor champion and AEW world champion going at it. We have Bandito versus MJF there, so that's going to be very big. We have Chris Statlander, of course, and the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath, going against the Triangle of Madness, which consists of Tekla, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. We also have a 4-way tag match for future AEW World Tag Team title shots versus FTR. We got the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson versus GOA versus Jet Speed versus the Don Callis family. We got, it's always a fully packed show. It can't be an AEW show without a bunch of like tag teams in one ring, but I digress. And then we also have Darby Allin versus Pac. I don't know when Darby Allin is gonna rest, but he needs to. I'm sure there will be lots more to cover tonight with your Timeless Elite, but I just wanted to make sure we got the AEW preview out of the way for you guys. Not really sure what I would be looking forward to watching. I mean, I was definitely looking forward to watching Miss Monet with some more cake celebrations, which is wonderful. But yeah, I don't want to summon the mayor with that kind of talk, so I just had to take one little jab because it's been a while, guys. It's a whole happy new year, and I wasn't here for the first show, so I'm just glad to be able to still cover this for you guys. And speaking of, since we're still on the topic of AEW, there is some big trending news for certain Queen Aminata. Queen Aminata has definitely showcased her talent and showcased her abilities in the last couple of years with AEW, and it looks to me like they are going to be continuing and extending that as well for her, because she has just signed a contract extension with AEW. So congratulations to her, and can't wait to see what else they do with her. As far as booking and whatnot. We also have let's see, some news. I'm scrambling, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to give it the best I got for you. But we also have her contract extension until February 2027. And also we have that's on AMC. I'm looking at the wrong thing, guys. I'm looking at all the wrong things. I'm just making sure my notes are proper, but they're not. This is what happens when you're scrambling and buzzing last minute, y'all, but I'm doing my best. I would not, what was that? Shout out to everybody already in the chat. Shout out to guys and the viewers. Bozo, what's up? Yeah, just I'm happy to be able to at least pull this off for you, but I would not, you're right. In regards, I'm sure this is in regards to Monet. Boza act like the world's coming to an end. Cordy had to deal with it. I know I feel really bad because my poor WWT sis was all by her lonesome, had to deal with that Monet madness. That's what I'll call it. But you know, she won't have to deal with that alone much longer, because of course the busy bee always prevails. Yeah, and so for that's mostly what we got for TNA's excuse me, not TNA, AEW's trending news. What I do want to get into also is, yes, TNA. We do have some big news as far as the debut of the flagship show. Impact is going to be debuting on the AMC network tomorrow, which is a big deal, and it's definitely been a major topic of discussion within the company. We also found out that John Schuyler, Mustafa Ali have also re-signed with TNA Wrestling. And then we also found out that the Rascals are no more, unfortunately. I feel like the Rascals had maybe a bit of a short-lived moments in TNA that they kind of had booking. I think I would want to say it's something that I would blame booking for. But as far as the superstars, we wish them the best of luck in the future, and I'm sure we will be seeing more of the Rascals very soon. We know how popular they were in the independent scene, and who knows, they might end up somewhere else, you know, onto bigger and better things. So just to keep that on a positive note, so shout outs to TNA for the big news with the AMC, the AMC network. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's see, I'm trying to find what else. Any TNA news. And I guess not much else, I guess, besides the things that I had just mentioned. Let's see. We also had let's see. Well, you know what? Let's talk about Raw on Netflix. We could just go recap Raw on Netflix. We obviously know that things have shifted for sure since this new year has started. And we definitely had a lot of we definitely have a lot of questions. I know I do. I have a lot of questions, but I'm just sitting back and watching the show. I'm trying not to complain about anything. I'm trying not to jump on and predict too much, because I want to still be surprised and I want to still see what they plan to do in regards to this the Royal Rumble coming up, because we are getting ready for Riyadh as well. But in some trending wrestling news, might not necessarily be Raw Netflix related, but it is WWE related. Tiffany Stratton is medically cleared. She has been medically cleared to return after a short absence. And it's pretty much going to play a significant part, I would hope, for the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season, because we are on the road, we are on the way, and there are also I know there's been some potential things circulating online about some potential postponement of the Royal Rumble that's scheduled for the 31st, but I think I would hope we'll be fine. They've been making preparations. They're literally building a whole arena from the ground up. So shout outs to the crew for that, because that is definitely unheard of. Let me see what else we got. But Raw on Netflix was quite interesting. We had our newly crowned women's tag team champions show up and kick off the show. And which pretty much led to a topic of conversation with other tag teams, such as Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez of Judgment Day, Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, and even the Kabuki Warriors, of course, the former tag team champs. But Rio is up and at 'em and alive and kicking, and wants to show that they are fighting champions. And we had a number one's contender match between those three tag teams I just named before, the triple threat, and the Judgment Day duo, Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan, have earned their title shot against Rio. Now, I think this is really quite interesting dynamic because here we are again in that Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley realm, and we haven't really visited here in a long time and I remember at one point it was getting when they were going back and forth with the women's world championship, it was a lot of, I wouldn't say it was getting stale. I would just say that people were getting tired of it. But I'm glad we're able to, draw back and revisit that story because of course that just brings up a good old blood feud, which I love. So I definitely think that it's going to be a pretty good match between the Judgment Day and Rio. The girls of the ladies of the Judgment Day and Rio, and then of course you have Raquel Rodriguez doing her thing, sneak attacking Stephanie Vaquer mid interview. Listen, I'm here for the savagery. I'm here for the chaos. That's all I know. We also had Dragon Lee and Penta defeated Bronson Reed and Austin Theory. It ended up in a disqualification, of course, because there were shenanigans with the Vision as usual. Kind of expected that. Kind of didn't care. That's just my opinion. But yeah. And then we also had Javon Evans, of course, with it. I don't know why it says that here, but it's an unspecified opponent, which obviously was one of El Grande Americano's proteges. But if you know, you know. But Javon Evans won his match as well. And Raquel Rodriguez continued her assault on Stephanie Vaquer, who is injured. Also, Becky Lynch had a very interesting vignette in regards to the stolen, as far as having her title stolen and then returned back to her from Maxine Dupree as well. So I know we're definitely going to revisit that. Now, I'm just going to say this for the record. Becky, I love this era of you, but I need you with some muscle. I feel like you're missing something, and you don't, not that you need it. Don't get me wrong. You don't need muscle, but I'm just saying for the storyline and the character work purposes, I feel like a sickening silent assassin or even loud assassin bodyguard of some sort to back you up. Like you need your Mr. Hughes. You know what I mean? Like you need a but a woman. Like I feel like Becky would look great if she had some muscle, and I feel like that would draw even more heat for her. So you guys heard it here first. I'm suggesting that Becky Lynch make some calls to get some security for herself. I've just one too. I feel like that's all she would need, but that's just my opinion, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to that. And then of course we had the main event. We had Gunther unfortunately defeating the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Of course, this was in regards to AJ Styles seeking retribution for John Cena in regards to Gunther calling out Cena and saying that he tapped like a little beach. I'll say it like that, like a little beach. But I not that I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. So don't cut my head off for that. But now it's weird the way this ending went, because this wasn't your typical this wasn't a typical tap out. This was something that this was an unforeseen circumstance where the ref wasn't looking. This was another classic case of ref didn't see it, I didn't do it. And clearly the audience saw from our perspective, we did see that Gunther tapped out. He tapped on the other side of AJ Styles, so that way the ref didn't see it initially. And while AJ Styles was arguing with the ref in regards to that fact, Gunther, of course, with a low blow, and I can't believe we're going here with him, but a low blow and a Tenryu power bomb, and called it a day. And that's it. I'm here and happy for the mega heat for Gunther, but you're gonna just do the phenomenal one like that. I don't know if that should have been done so easily, but I don't know. I'm not sure what direction we're going. Like I said, I have a lot of questions. I have a lot more questions than answers, and a lot more curiosities going into this week and going into this road to the Rumble and Mania, because I'm not sure what it's going to look like. And of course, with everything that transpired on Friday, the landscape of all of that has changed, being that Drew McIntyre is the undisputed champion now. But and I also heard that there's some possibilities in regards to the title change. Original WrestleMania 42 plans could still be up in the air. Not really certain. Not really sure. But hey, that's the beauty of wrestling, and that's the beauty of what we like to watch, because it brings you back to not having to deal with the spoilers. You know, we have dirt sheets, we have our phones, we have the computers, we have everything popping up in our faces as to what could be, what this could be, what could be, and we forget that it's not reality. So basically, you just have to, basically what I'm trying to do when exploring the product and looking at what I'm looking at on TV is pretty much just taking it at full face value, just taking it for what it is. Try not to question it so much. Try not to be a booker in my head too much, and just enjoy the show and see what they got cooking. But things are buzzing. So that's all I know. That's all I know, that things are buzzing. So we could just keep it buzzing. You know, kind of like the title of the show, right? Right. Oh my goodness gracious. So we also had something very interesting on the radar for Raw on Netflix, which was quite fun for me. Finn Balor showed up to Monday Night Raw on Netflix and confronted CM Punk in regards to who should be next in line to hold that title. And Finn Balor came with some very heavy words, and he doesn't seem like he's playing games this time, though I'm not gonna get my hopes up too high. And with CM Punk also asking him what kind of which Finn Balor am I getting? There's only one Finn Balor that you need to get, but we haven't touched that surface since that debacle happened the last time he was that character. So I don't know what this is going to call for. I don't know if this is going to call for a best out of how many between these two, but CM Punk and Finn Balor will be going at it next week, which I'm sure will be the main event. Let me get those matches up here. Hold on one second, guys. I appreciate y'all for bearing with me and being patient today, because it's been quite the day. But yes, so the world weight, and they're going to be live from Belfast. So the World Heavyweight Championship, as well as the Women's Intercontinental Championship with Becky. So lots going on, and titles on the line. And it, you know, in Belfast, in Finn country, I don't know what to make of it, y'all. I really don't. But you guys let me know who you think who you guys are picking to win in the comments. Let me know between the World Heavyweight Championship and the Women's Intercontinental Championship that's been announced already so far. I did also see that Drew versus Ilya versus Shinsuke main evented in Germany at a live house show, which I need that on TV. WWE, please. I need that ASAP on WWE. On TV, like on SmackDown for the watch along. Yeah, that's what we need. Also, guys, I'm not sure why my mic keeps doing that, but also, guys, really quick, make sure you guys support the newest endeavor from Boss Lady TK. Visit womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate to our cause in preserving the legacy of women's wrestling for generations to come. Whether it's $1, $5, or more, anything helps, and it goes a long way. Any little bit helps. So enjoy this quick commercial in regards to the Women's Wrestling Archive.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Yes, yes, you heard the message and you heard it here. That's the website on the bottom on the ticker here, womenswrestlingarchive.com. Make sure you check it out because it will be launching soon. Let's get into the I mean, I know I covered everything really quickly, but it's kind of hard to go into details with a lot of things when I'm just talking to myself and you guys. But I'm trying to make the most of it. Let's see, for the last couple of minutes, I think one of the things I wanted to touch up on, yes, definitely, was of course NXT. Last night we had NXT, and it was quite eventful. It was quite eventful on the CW, and it was it's of course we're still kind of reeling of the aftermath with Obafemi vacating the title. Only 2 superstars could say that they've done that in NXT, and yeah, that's saying something. That's saying a lot. But Obafemi has vacated the title, so now there is no NXT champion. So we need to figure something out with that, and of course, Ava being the GM, the fair GM that she is, pretty much came up with an idea to have a tournament in regards to who will be the next. But before we get into that and the rules of all that, we had the women's division shifted up. There's lots of, that's what I feel like that's why I feel like I'm so confused with everything, or I don't know what, I have a lot of questions for it, because it's just like there's a lot of things moving. There's a lot of, somebody's playing chess, and there's a lot of moving pieces to what's going on between, whether it's the main roster, whether it's NXT, whether it's even LFG, whether it's even TNA, AEW, everybody's moving parts around. So things are really, really cooking in wrestling as a whole. And those are just a couple of the promotions. That's not even including everything that's going on in the indies. But yes, so with the upcoming, with of course, the upcoming announcement from Ava was that there will be a qualifier. There will be qualifiers for a ladder match. There's going to be a 6-man ladder match for the NXT championship. And before that, they will have to qualify. And a lot of superstars are clamoring and clawing at the bit. Superstars like Tavion Heights, Miles Bourne, Lexis King, and just to name a few. And even Joe Hendry. Lots of them. Lots of people clawing for that next #1 spot. We're looking for that next guy. And let's see who is going to be willing to be the guy to carry the torch after the ruler has departed from us. But also another thing Ava had announced last night, she had made an announcement to Ethan Page right to his face, which was quite funny. I think I need more Ava and Ethan Page backstage, which is great, because it warms my heart. It actually makes me laugh. Like, I mean, Ethan is gold. But he will be defending his NXT North American title against a newcomer and against a debuting Ilio LeFleur. It's a luchador from AAA, who is definitely making explosive chatter, or starting explosive chatter in the scene of AAA, and obviously took a liking with WWE. So now he is in NXT, and he will be debuting next week. And of course, it will be a title match for his debut, which is pretty big. We also had Izzy Dame, newly crowned NXT Women's North American Champion. She was confronted by Tatum Paxley, of course, after talking a lot of smack, quite disrespectful. And that's, of course, we're of course going to continue that rivalry as well. Jada Parker, I think that's probably the best news for everybody. Jada Parker returned, especially after laying out Blake Monroe, because Blake Monroe has been whining and crying about that, how that title was hers and how she never lost it. And Jada Parker's like, hold up. I've been here, I've been working hard, and I've been doing the damn thing. And what's funny is that I was asking where was Jada. I was asking myself where Jada was. So I personally didn't know. I didn't know if there was an injury that she was dealing with or something was going on or booking stuff or whatever. But I'm just happy she's here. I'm just happy she's back and we're putting her in a title picture, which is phenomenal. I love to see it for her. Yes, so the 6-man ladder match, continuing from that, the future for the NXT Championship, the 6-man ladder match will take place February 3rd to crown the new champion after the relinquishment from Obafemi. Other things that transpired last night, Kehlani Jordan versus Lola Vice in a banger. I thought this match was great. Not sure if I agree with the win, but I get it and I understand why. So calm down, Mayor. Please calm down. Please calm down. But Lola Vice, did I just say that? Wow. Lola Vice defeated Kehlani Jordan with a nasty knockout. That was actually probably, I would say that was probably her best backhand that I've seen. Her best, yeah, that's the best one I've seen. And pretty much called out Izzy Dame as well. So she is calling next for this North American Women's Championship, as well as Jada Parker. Shit's gonna get spicy, y'all, because you know when you get the Latinas involved, it's very spicy, especially those two. So I can only imagine the heat that's going to come from that. We have some TNA action from last night as well. TNA International Champion Channing Stacks Lorenza, along with his beautiful fiance Ariana Grace, Miss NXT herself, defeated Shiloh Hill. I like Shiloh Hill. Can I just say that? I really enjoy what he's doing, but I'm not sure if I get it. Maybe I just need to keep watching. But I saw his journey through LFG. He was also the season 2 winner and whatnot, and he's doing okay so far. But I don't know what it is that I need from Shiloh Hill, but like I said, he's developing and he's growing. Kind of like how Jasper Troy did grow on us, and now he is speed champion. And speaking of Jasper Troy, he had a match last night defending his title against Tavion Heights, another hungry prospect on the NXT roster. Obviously, Jasper Troy, at this point, he retained his title with a very nasty slam just before the time expired. Literally, there was like seconds left. So shout outs to him. And shout outs to Tavion Heights, because I see a future for that kid. I really, really do. Lexis King, though, with the blind side, it is what it is. What else do you expect? That's the persona, and everybody's pretty much chomping at the bit for that spot. Everybody wants to be the guy for NXT. So we shall see where that goes. And then at the end of it all, to cap off the night, we had Joe Hendry with OTM at his side as well for some backup against Dion Lennox and Dark State. Joe Hendry did defeat Dion Lennox as well. The match ended in chaos. The whole night started in chaos and it ended in chaos. And you know what? I'm here for it. Like I said, I'm an agent of chaos. Cue the Heath Ledger Joker video wherever. But yeah, and then one interesting gem towards the end. We only saw him twice last night. I saw a little bit of Tony D'Angelo backstage while Ava was in conversation in regards to Blake Monroe with Robert Stone. And then Tony D'Angelo made an appearance at the very end. He attacked both Joe Hendry and Dion Lennox. So it doesn't seem like he has a specific target. It just seems like the target isn't a person, obviously. And Obafemi's out of the picture, so we're not going to rebuild that rivalry there. And please don't. But it looks like that Tony D'Angelo has his eyes on something, and that would be the NXT championship. He still hasn't spoken, hasn't said a word. We don't really know what his motive is except for staring at that title every week. So maybe next week we'll see something transpire to kick that off. So Ricky Saints has also been has qualified automatically into the match for the 6-man ladder match that's set to take place in February, because he was already owed a title match following the vacancy. So I guess fair is fair. But the remaining 5 spots will be determined in the qualifying matches for next week, starting next week. And there's 2 matches set. We got Josh Briggs versus Shiloh Hill, and Sean Legacy versus Eli Knight. And those are some of the Evolve boys. And I want to just drop a cool gem. One thing that I definitely noticed last night, Keanu Carver, sir. What a way to break the door down, because I'm here for that. Keanu Carver is a newly signed NXT roster member, and he has also he pretty much was the one that stood out to me in the beginning of the show when everybody was brawling for, because they want to be a part of the qualifying matches and whatnot. This guy just came out and bum rushed from Gorilla, and I was just like, who is this? And it's like, I need more of that. I need more of that intensity. I need more of that just boom in your face. And Keanu Carver, I definitely believe, has a bright future with NXT. He stood tall after the brawl, and everybody's laid out. He's in the middle of the ring by himself. I'm like, oh, okay, so I see what we're doing here. I think I know where we want to go with this. And also the likes of Jackson Drake. Keanu Carver and Jackson Drake, these are guys we're going to have to keep an eye on in the future for sure. But NXT pretty much set the standard for, sets a standard every week. Like I said, things are picking up in all directions in all the promotions, because we are on the road to the biggest seasons for them. And just so much wrestling. Let me see what your chat is saying here. Lynette. Hey, Lynette. Hi, honey. Do you think that Bianca or Paige is going to be a surprise return to the Women's Royal Rumble this year? You know what? That's actually a very, very good. That's actually a very good question, and I believe we did discuss this on the Kayfabe podcast with my fellas Will and Dion last week. We had guessed who would be surprise entrants. I don't think that I put Bianca as my surprise entrant, but I definitely put her to come in at number 27. That's what I did. But I do think Bianca will return for the Rumble. As far as Paige goes, listen, I don't know. Like they always say never, and her contract is up. She's open to coming back, and this is a different WWE this time as well. I mean, I'll probably still go apeshit and scream at my TV the same way I did the last 2 other times that she's returned. So I think those are 2 big possibilities, yes, for the Rumble this year. What's up, cousin Ron? Pat you, everybody in the house. I appreciate it. We're keeping this one short and sweet, guys. I pretty much think I covered most of the recaps and somewhat trending news. If there's anything I missed, boss lady, please don't kill me. But I appreciate you guys. It's been 30 minutes of talking to you guys and myself. And yeah, it's just me, Oos. I think it's fitting, right? It's just me, Oos, the sweetest Oos. Yeah, I like that. You see what I did there? I know. Corny joke of the day. I'm done. Those are good picks. Lynette. I believe those are 2 potentials as well. That if that's going to happen, it's going to be a very, very big surprise. And yes, Maria, the NXT future is very bright. We got a lot of good stuff coming. But I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry to keep this short and sweet, but this is what busy bees do. We got to keep on buzzing. I hope that you guys have a great week. I also do want to announce really quick, there will be no SmackDown watch along this week. There will be no SmackDown watch along this week. I apologize ahead of time. However, it's a celebratory weekend, and it is the birthday of Pachu, and that's something that I have to celebrate, because there's no way that I'm gonna sit here for a 3-hour wrestling watch along, then not go celebrate with hubby. So I will see you guys next week. Like I said, no watch along this week. I will also be on for kayfabe tomorrow night as well with the fellas, so make sure you guys catch me there. Check me out on all the socials, all things Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. Episodes for the Wrestling with Honey podcast specifically are coming very, very, very soon, but the page is starting to gear up and get some content on there and things up and running. So please like and subscribe and share, please let everybody know. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat, everybody who's been watching, everybody who's been supporting. Please continue to support this panel. This is a great group of people. It's a great network. I love doing what I do with this network, and I love each and every one of you guys. All things Wrestling with Honey on the socials: Facebook Wrestling W Honey, Instagram Wrestling with Honey, TikTok Wrestling with Honey as well. Like I said, for the YouTube Wrestling with Honey podcast. And we will catch you on the flip side come Friday, where you guys will be getting ready for more wrestling. I will be celebrating. But you guys take care. Have a good night. Happy hump day. See you Friday. And of course, wait, I can't do that like that. Not see you Friday. This is Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. But you knew that already. You knew that, right?
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.